Economic stability and growth are essential for the development of the Torres Strait and Northern Peninsula region. The Torres Strait Maritime Pathways project provides nationally recognised maritime-based qualifications to Torres Strait Islander and Aboriginal people. These qualifications expand across a variety of maritime-related industries such as fishing, tourism, coastal trading and the offshore maritime shipping industry. The TSMPP is directly aligned with key initiatives identified in the Torres Strait Regional Authority's Economic Development Program. The project is proven to create sustainable industries and increased employment opportunities throughout the region. This is the story of economic development through the Torres Strait Maritime Pathways project.
So hi, my name is Oki. I done the Coxswain and MED 3 course on the Elizabeth E2 that is run by AMSA. And now I'm working for Reef Pilots. Got me a good job at Reef Pilots.
Hi, my name is Stan Nancy. I recently did the Coxswain's and MED 3 course and also the Cert 3 fishing ops in Tasmania. And out of that I secured a job with the AMC, the Australian Maritime College in Tasmania, working up here in Thursday Island for the Australian Maritime Safety Authorities, which runs the Torres Strait Marine Safety Project.
Hi, my name is Tui. I've completed the Coxswain's course, the MED course and the dive course. And I'm looking forward to next season to start my own business in crayfishing.
My name is Rocky Stephen. I'm president of the Coastal Narrow Fisheries, Stephen Island. I did a Cert 3 in seafood operations in Tasmania, and I'm now running a successful fishing industry back at home.
My name is Narai Cousins. I successfully completed the Coxswain's course, and after that worked for Pradell's ferry service, and now I am on Torres Gray's crayfishing boat.
Hi, Charles David, Central Islander, Torres Straits. The course is provided by AMSA in conjunction with TSRA, led to myself being able to master my own vessel up to 12 meters, running a commercial fishing business, and it's led to my current role within TSRA as an economic development fisheries senior project officer.
Hi, my name is Tim Namoa. I work for the Torres Pilot. I just recently did my Coxswain's and MED 3 course, and I've come out successfully and got a job at the Torres Pilot, and this is where I work. This is my working ground. I'm going out to Booby Island, Goody Island, drop the pilot off and pick him up.
My name is Tanya Takai-Brawi, and I successfully completed the Coxswain's and MED 3 course through Torres Strait Maritime Pathways project. Now I have a job with Maritime Safety Queensland.
My name is Joseph King. I'm from Thursday Island. I've just completed the Certificate 3 Seafood Handling Certificate, and by doing this certificate I've started my own business, full-time fisherman, and it's good that we hopefully encourage everyone to do.
Yeah, well, I think in the Torres Strait it's fairly important that we start economic development, not start it. Some of it's already happening, but really strengthen what we do as TSRA. And I think without local engagement of people in their own enterprises, you sort of have an economy that is run by outsiders who just come here and pick the eyes of the fishing industry or the tourism industry and go away, instead of developing the region for an economic base that is here for our kids and for future generations. We train people to become like coxswains on boats, and even going further to have tickets that they can operate bigger boats around the region. And the other thing is we've now got 71% of those people who have done that program transitioning into full-time jobs, because they now have a ticket they can wave around to either be crew or skippers on boats now. The good side of the story is, like you say, they are now starting into their own businesses. They're going to train people, and those people they bring on to train themselves or to work for them, they either train themselves or they put on the program again. So it's sort of a revolving door for us. So the people who went through there are now bringing people to us to do the same course. And like I say, it's a safety conscious thing in the start, but now it's training people for work. And hopefully some of them will go away from here and still find work in the maritime industry. Around Australia, they know the bigger money projects like the mining service industry where they got mines or gas wells offshore. Well, I think that's the, what would you call it, the jewel in the crown. I think if they can go and score better or bigger jobs than what we train them for here, go to a shipping company and then work their way up to become either skippers or engineers on those boats. And like you say, the other equation is if they get into the fishing industry, then there's other courses we can do. And all of that and of course freezer maintenance, you've got to have the right temperature to keep your product in. All those other training that we need to do, which is sort of now moving away more towards industry-based training rather than just a safety course. Yeah, well, I know one, his last name's Paba, who was on one of those ferries that run between here and Horn Island. And he started off, just to get a dinghy course so that he can go crayfishing, the safety aspect of it. And then of course the coxswain's ticket, and now he's on there, and I've seen him now starting to skipper that boat, which means he's gone up a grade from his coxswain ticket. And like I say, there's some people now going to Cairns who I know are working for Sea Swift down there. So currently they're just sort of on the land base, but I see them, the future for them is they're going to get on those boats and be just crew for a while and then work their way up the ladder. And like I said before, my hope is that they move on to those bigger paying jobs, which are in the oil rigs and servicing those sort of offshore oil and gas wells.
TSRA at the moment is in economic development and fisheries. So there are two sections in there: economic development, which probably a range of things through the straits, but my economic development role is directly in line with fisheries. So the aspects I've taken away from the course to my new role is understanding professional commercial operation in fisheries, and I guess I deliberate that into the next students for such courses. So a lot of stuff that I take away from doing the course to my new role is installing confidence in future applicants for these courses. So I think that I've got a big role to play for TSRA and AMSA's partnership in delivering the courses in Torres Strait. TSRA has a mandate to empower the people in economic development and employment opportunities, creating economical spin locally, primarily, prior to broadly. But like I said before, not to restrict the Torres Strait Islanders from traveling broadly and utilizing the skills they gain from these courses. So in my role now in economic development and fisheries, I have a lot more confidence in myself to be able to try and lead the next generation in the fishing industry as an employment for them and for their families and the locals. But I think another thing I take away from the course is the safety aspect of the product that we actually fish for, and how it sort of builds, I guess, a reputation for Torres Strait in seafood handling and exportation.
The coxswain and MD3 training certainly did help me. Well, it helped me get a job with the AMC college and also working near AMSA. And my role is I'm actually a trainee cadet at the moment for the AMC college. Just there to help out the teachers teaching the maritime coxswains in the MD3. So more or less I'm here to also get training to be a teacher, but I'm also helping the teachers to communicate with the students. Yeah, just with this job, it sort of opened my mind up, especially working with computers and stuff like that. And in the office, I never thought I'd be working in an office. Coming from a boat environment and into the office, it was really hard for me at the beginning. But now, it's a breeze now for me. I find myself up there with the other guys, especially like the teachers from the AMC college. They're quite proud of me from where I came from and now what I'm doing. Especially, I think the coxswains and the C3 in fishing sort of helped me out a bit more with my job and my role, what I'm doing in my job, and also showing the people around Torres Strait, like what can you get out of these courses what's been running through AMSA and the AMC College. In the next 5 years, we'll be 50, so I think it's a good thing that I made that sort of move, coming out of that hands-on sort of jobs, working in the maritime industry, especially with the commercial side, crayfishing and also pearling and slugs. And then coming out of that job into this role, it's sort of opened my mind up a bit more and gave me more security. Got a weekly paid job, and it's good for my family.
I work for myself, self-employed, working from Thursday Island. It helped me to look after the product that I was getting to sell and to process it more efficient for a good price that any fisherman would want. And it taught me a few things that I did know and didn't know. And it's helped me a great deal. Well, it's a start anyway, and arrows pointing towards where the direction that I want to go, and hopefully other fellow fishermen to follow suit.
Yeah, I'm planning on just using tickets first and gain more experience out of it until I can pick up how to manage everything. Then probably later on try and start my own business. Yeah, if my brother comes through, I'll probably be able to kick it off with him. He's given me an opportunity to probably run one of his boats and being a skipper. And I'm really looking forward to that. Since I got the ticket, I might as well use them and probably gain more, get up to Master 5. Yeah, crayfish from February to September. That's the season there, and for a couple of months, just finish off the season. After that, then you got a slug opening up in October, and you'll probably do that just full on 3 months. Yeah, through diving and helping others come because it's a free course, and just try and get others to come and complete the course.
I acquired a coxswain ticket. I leased the boat. I actually went fishing commercially, skippered the boat, and then I went and did the course to get the certificates to be able to process seafood for commercial export. Yeah.
Do you have anyone that's come through our commercial maritime training and has come into ARP and is now looking to complete the Launchmaster course?
We've had a total come through your program of about 11. We've got seven currently here. We've had one that's gone through to your further promotional system and gone on as an IR, and we've got 2 currently at York Island. We've just had 2 complete a Masterclass 5 this morning, down in Cairns, so they've taken it a next step further, and they'll be launch masters within about a month. So we've taken a fair few through it from the system.
Yeah, we currently have 11 that came through the TSMPP program working here. The ultimate aim is to, as soon as they come off the program, the encouragement is there at the doorstep, and as soon as they come in with a resume and we go, oh, that's good, that's what we want. And as soon as we put them onto a training course in the Launch Master program, it really lifts them up, because when they do come out on the boat and they see what we do in that operation, it's really fitting for them what they want to do.
I understand that you both completed our Coxswain and MED3 course with the Torres Strait Marine Pathways program. Occy, I'll start with you, but how did that course prepare you for your career with the reef pilots, and what skills did you learn there that you use here with the pilots?
Oh, well, for starters, during the course, like, I didn't know what I was doing, like, all this information keep coming, and like, so after I finished the course, I came to Reef Pilots, and as I kept doing my job at the Reef Pilots, everything came together, like fell in place. Yeah.
So the things you'd learnt there made more sense when you came on board the boat here, is that right? Yeah. T-Tom, how long have you been with ARP?
I think about 3 months now, 4 months. Yeah.
Okay. So did you join ARP after you've done the course?
Coxswain's course, yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, mate? Did you learn much on the course?
Yeah, I learned very much. Like, I know the basics like GPS, but I went into the Coxswain's course, I learned more about charts and like all the background after that. Yeah. Before the GPS, all that stuff. Yeah.
A career in the pilots, is it something that you're enjoying and you can see a future in that?
Yeah. I want to go step ahead, get my 5s, 4s, more than that.
Get more money.
Absolutely. Well, that's what economic development's about, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's a good program, the Launch Master program. You just have to fill out for all your deckies first. After that, you switch over to your Launch Master books then. And then after that, you sit for your course. Yeah, so it's a pretty good setup program, with ARP.
After I did the Coxswains and MED3 course, I got a job at the Torres Pilots. Currently, it's a good paid job. Yeah, it's a big help for my family and I. Especially with the high cost living up here. It just makes it more easier. To have a weekly paid job, and it covers everything. Yeah.
Well, we run a fishing corporation back at home. Our organization is called Coastal Harbour Fisheries, which is a company that is set up by a lot of the people that work at the factory is all local. So we've actually put in to the Torres Strait Regional Council for the divestment of an enterprises, which was the freezer, which we manage on ground. And we currently applying for funds to get it upgraded, and to do some repairs and maintenance work on it, and then to look at doing finfish, which buying products from our fishermen like mackerel, coral trout, and so on. At this time, we actually doing beach demurrage, which is salted products that we do from the facility and selling it to a buyer in Cairns called Independent Seafood Producers.
After the course, I got a job on the Thursday Island ferry service going over Sacia every day, Padels. That was for a couple of months after the course, and then I got offered a job out at sea diving on cray boats, dinghy driving and stuff like that. I want to get my Cert 3 in fishing operations for out on boat, diving, deep waters. But what I really want to do is do all my diving courses and go out and work on oil rigs and all that. And then, because they have weeks off and stuff like that, I want to come back and go out crayfishing on those weeks off.
There was a couple of us that went down and we did the Cert 3 in the seafood industry, which was fishing, and that sort of was mind-blowing for myself and a couple of fishermen that I took down with me to Tasmania, because it sort of really helped us on how to handle products. I mean, a lot of our people in the region knows how to fish, but when to bring the products to the factory, how do you handle it? Because when you dealing with buyers, industry buyers in cans or wherever, they always look at the product. It's about the quality of the products that you earn values for your money. And so going to Tasmania and doing that course was very helpful, because it helped us to go back and do hands-on back in the factory of how to handle the products, and to ensure that things are done properly according to food safety and all these kind of things. So it was a well worth course, I could say, to do it. And I made a statement and encouraged AMSA that, to see a lot more of these courses happening, in which I'm very grateful that they are doing a lot more of these, because it certainly helps our people, understanding the importance on how to handle the products, because this is where you get your value for your money. A lot of our people in the region know how to fish, but how do you take it to the next step? So you need to ensure that how do you handle the products to ensure that the buyer on the other end is satisfied in what you're selling your products on. Yeah.
To where I got offered to do my Coxswains and MED 3 course, which has led me to now driving boats up to 12 meters commercially, and now after doing that I now work as a trainee with Maritime Safety Queensland, and we look after the buoys, the navigational beacons through the harbour and now throughout the Torres Strait. As a trainee, I work closely with my supervisor Tony Durante to perform all maritime duties throughout the Torres Strait.
Well, mainly with the economic development in the Torres Strait here, it's mainly in the maritime industry. It's affected the commercial industry, as well as the trading, as well as the fishing industry. Also, it's enabled some of the guys some of the participants to go on and further their careers. When they've done the course and they've come in to Maritime Safety Queensland office here on Thursday Island to complete their oral assessments, and they get asked questions about legislation. And in regards to pollution, shipside documentation that's required on board, because we're working on the vessel, it's actually a workplace, so they have to comply with workplace health and safety, and the majority of the students were very good getting through that. A young lady that works with us here on TI, young Tanya Takai Bowie, recently employed as a temporary employee with Maritime Safety Queensland. She's been here probably on 3 months now, or just over 3 months, and she's going along quite well. From driving her uncle's boat, where she used to work on the ferries up here on Thursday Island, and also worked with the TSMPP program as a crew member on board the charter vessel, the Elizabeth E2. She was a crew member on there, and yeah, she's coming along quite well with young Tanya. Her role is to assist me, but she's also been trained in licensing. Her admin skills and computer skills are very high standard. I can vouch for that. And yeah, she's been learning navigational aids, how we go about doing navigation aids. Also, we did a trip out to the islands for the Torres Strait Marine Safety Program. It's a school-based education thing, and we go out to the outer islands and deliver life jackets to all the primary schools on the Torres Strait Islands, and she's done that. She's done a flare demo with the students on Saibai and Duan Island, and we utilised one of the water police vessels that's up here, and on the way back from Saibai, she commandeered the vessel all the way back to Thursday Island.
Working as a trainee for Maritime Safety Queensland has helped me financially. I have now got my first car and is looking at buying my first dinghy by the end of this year. And in the long run, I may look at buying a bigger boat and working on it commercially, and also working with past students. I would strongly like to encourage anyone who is looking at a career in the maritime industry to apply for any maritime courses that come up in the Torres Strait, and strongly knuckle down, because these courses opens up a lot of jobs up in the Straits.
This course has demonstrated that we can shift people from unemployment through training to land their own jobs. But the other bigger pay for that, I think, is owning their own businesses. So it is not only creating work for them, but they create work for others. And it's a multiplier effect, I think. That we know we put 10 people through training, and out of that, probably 20 will come back for us to train again. And like the figures are now showing, that those we have trained, like I said before, 71% of them go to full-time employment, and hopefully they'll bring others back that will mirror their passage through this training course. And the other thing I think is it's the money they bring into the region. That's the other big bonus I see in this, that the industry, the crayfish industry especially, that most of our boys and girls work in. So more people in the industry, more product taken, more money in the region. So that's the multiplier effect we're looking for.